Hello, good morning. Sorry, I'm running really late this morning. How are you guys? Do we have anybody in here? Hello, try me, bitch. Good morning, good morning. Thank you. I'm so happy to see you guys. I'm so happy about what's getting ready to happen. I couldn't tell what time to go. There's so many. I think it's nonstop coverage, really. Hey, Beck. Hey, Happy. I know. I'm going to start up this stream. Good morning, Mama. Good morning. Good to see you. I know. It does. That's how I'm. How funny. I feel the same way. I'm like trying to get all ready, get my clothes on. What am I going to wear? I know. I'm so. God bless. That's right. Let me get some sound on here.
Yeah. Oh, and just filling it out today. So Trump takes the oath of office on a Lincoln Bible and a Bible gifted to him by his mother in 1955. And again, it's John Roberts, and we hope it is actually on par and correct. But
I thought about wearing
maybe it's a little pressure there when you're swearing in an incoming president.
I'll tell you what happened is that Chief Justice Roberts, I was covering the Obama White House, and
I should wear one that
shock and awe of its own because he was moving the country to the left with a lot of executive action and other things and trying to move quickly, Obamacare and the rest of it.
Tough.
And Chief Justice Roberts, at that time, he didn't want to have an index card. He wanted to memorize the oath. I think
I haven't been live
you get nervous
so long,
in that
I can't
moment
really
and you slip.
So
he left out some words. And so I remember covering the White House. It was late one night, and just like there's going to be executive orders at 9 p.m. There's going to be tweets at 10 p.m. It used to be in the Ronald Reagan days it was like a 9 to 5 job. Now it's a 24/7 in this media environment. So long story short, a few nights into the Obama White House,
Mommy.
I see Robert Gibbs in a hallway late at night. He was the White House press secretary for Obama, and he said, "Ed, we're bringing some reporters. Come here." And I see Chief Justice Roberts walk by. I'm like, what is he doing here? I thought something major was happening. Why would the Chief Justice be at the White House like 3 or 4 nights in? And it was because there were people online saying Obama is not the real president. Mm-hmm. The oath was not administered correctly. And so they brought Justice Roberts over, Chief Justice. And there's the Trumps, the family members, and the sons. And there's Barron Trump, maybe our first glimpse. And Bianca, they said, we got to get this right. And so Chief Justice came over late one night.
A mulligan, if you will.
In private. Yeah, a mulligan. He did it again and said, constitutionally, he is the president. You got to get it right.
Oh, okay.
Words matter.
That looks like Ivanka.
Don't punch children there. Barron in the back there, very tall Barron. Be interesting
to see what his future is and
if it is politics indeed. So now it looks like
now I want one of those
seats have been filled. I did notice that, as we look back here, so it's Lauren Sanchez and Bezos and Elon, and they're pretty prominent.
Waltz,
they're like in one of the, they're ahead of some of the cabinet picks, and even Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know who did the seating chart. I'm sure you can't win. You're not going to please all the people all the time, but that's a really tough seating chart to figure out what row.
Who do you think did it?
Who does the seating chart?
I think I know.
You think you know? I don't know.
I think it's 47.
Oh, you think Donald Trump probably had it? Yeah, he probably
was a huge supporter.
Stars,
let's put Elon next to put Sundar.
Look, he's very much involved in who sits where at Mar-a-Lago and who's close to him.
He might have signed off. I wonder how many iterations.
Yeah, he might not have sat with a piece of paper, but he might have he might have signed it off. I'm with you.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I love it. It looks like just about every seat is filled here as well, because there'll be some musical performances. We talked about the Nebraska Choir, the U.S. Marine Corps band. even some Palm Beach
better?
band as well, as Ed ran into
That's
them on
right.
the plane and got the scoop
Is
there.
it better? Okay.
But
Sorry.
cold day outside,
Told
and
you
then
guys,
of
I'm
course
all-
from Capitol
There's the
Hill
arena.
to
Trying to get
Capital One
myself back
Arena
together.
later. Yeah, where we see tens of thousands of people that will be filling that arena yet again, twice in 2 days.
There might be better.
Looks like they struck up the band.
Yeah, let's listen in.
Yeah, not the Village people.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna get my hat that matches Dan's. Well, thank you for watching it with me. Life with Mommy. Hey, Ragin. Yay.
Spouses.
I'm glad they took it in also. This has had me scurry. Hey, K9. Good to see you. Oh, 8 months. Thank you. Some of the people here. I love this music.
Ladies and gentlemen, former vice presidents, the Honorable Dan Quayle, accompanied by Mrs. Marilyn Quayle, and the Honorable Michael Pence.
I need to find somewhere else to. Hey, real quick, I'm gonna do something. Yeah, remember? Hey, sorry, I just got a warning that who I was streaming was not going to tolerate it.
Have the swamp creatures who maybe they know the inner workings of bureaucracy better, but if you have a better communicator, then that is who the leader. And I think that he's trusting his instincts more by choosing people who are actually more like him.
Yes, Beck.
Going to bring our attention now to the screen here and tap
She
into
certainly
the feed
is a
where
Karen, isn't she?
the pre-ceremonies have been truncated a bit so that the president can be sworn in.
Now, Dan Quayle was Bush's
just seen Vice President Mike Pence and former President Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton.
United States, the Honorable George W. Bush, accompanied by Mrs. Laura Bush.
Steve, let's not overlook the importance of this visual. Democrat and Bill Clinton, Republican and George W. Bush, Democrat and Barack Obama. The idea that the peaceful transfer of power is something we take for granted.
Oh, no, K9.
It was an invention of this country and this country alone. And so for people watching at home, to see Democrats and Republicans, to see Hillary Clinton, who lost to Donald Trump,
no,
George W. there, and to see Joe Biden, who beat Donald Trump. This visual, the peaceful transfer of power, politics is cyclical, but what must stay forever is the honor and the fidelity that we have to our institutions. So it might look small, but this is an enormous moment that the world is watching.
Well, what pains me is I wish George W. Bush was more sympathetic to Trump and advised him better and was, this is his party. If you are a former Republican president, this is an incoming and former Republican
No, Big Mama
president.
Michelle.
To me, it's like, I like chocolate ice cream. I like vanilla ice cream. I can like George
Laura
W.
looks
Bush.
good.
I can like Trump. And I wish that George W. Bush would be more willing to work with Trump instead of just dismiss him.
He stayed consistently in the background since he's left the White House. I mean,
but he's not. He does say things against Trump.
Yes,
and he makes actions that are overtly anti-Trump.
Nope,
so.
she's not there.
I agree. It's not often, but it's enough that we all know that he doesn't want to work with Trump.
Yes.
And that's Dana White behind Laura Bush, the president and CEO of the UFC, which I think is so not an accident. And I think that as you see the Chief Justice and the Supreme Court walk in, the amount of influencers that are present in, I saw Jake and Logan Paul in the audience. You see Dana White. You see Conor McGregor, the UFC fighter. The fact that there are influencers here, probably for the first time in an inauguration where you have influencers, we may think it's silly, but it speaks to the fact that Donald Trump has found vehicles to reach the American people. How many voters voted for the first time who listened to Trump on Joe Rogan or heard him on Theo Von or Busted with the Boys from Barstool Sports? This is a completely new alternative media ecosystem, and Trump is saying, you helped me get elected, thank you, and let me put you on display.
The vibe on college campuses as a professor in 1620 versus 24, Donald Trump was not popular with young people until the 24 election, and it was almost unrecognizable. And it's through UFC and streaming TikTok. On Twitch. And he is popular with not a small number of the 20 to 30 sets in a way that it just wouldn't have guessed.
Let's see if I can. Hopefully I'll be able to come back.